Ladies and gentlemen, freaks and geeks, I'm here at the Saturday the 6th State Library rally against the mandatory B-passport mandates and everything that is going on in this New World Order agenda.
How good is this, dude?
It's freaking amazing,
yeah? Good, man. Did it restore a bit of faith? A bit of hope?
Absolutely. I don't think I've seen it turn out quite this big. I mean, it's stretching all the way.
It is, man. It's only one location.
There's another location.
Yeah, man. The people are meeting at like Fed Square, St Paul's Cathedral, Fed Square, and coming down as well.
That's freaking insane,
And
brother.
then you've got people who are just going to rock up straight in Parliament.
Yeah, this is what we need. Show of solidarity, you know, getting enough people to hopefully get the media to take notice, even though they're doing everything to avoid this.
When they're forced to, they will.
Yeah.
When they can no longer deny it, they will. But all throughout history, man, you look at revolutions and what change? It's people power, man. It's getting out in the streets.
Absolutely. It's a snowball effect, right? It starts up with just a small group of people, then it gets to 50. At some point, I think people will wake up to what's going on and start taking back their freedoms, you know?
I hope so, man. We've got a paradigm we need to shift, man. The world's not working anyway.
It's not working.
Fair, man.
It hasn't been working for a long time.
Man. You ask someone living in Bangladesh or in third world poverty, man, in any numerous countries, and ask them how the world's traveling for them, they're going to say, man, it's not working. We've just been lucky here, man.
Whereabouts are you from, if you don't
My
mind me asking?
parents were Sri Lankan. I was born here. So I've been living in luxury, man.
What's your name again, sir?
David, man.
David, let me just, it's nice to meet Krishna.
Krishna, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, brother. God bless.
Yeah,
Catch you
too,
around.
brother.
Kill the bill, yo. And we have thousands chanting in unison to kill the bill. And we're talking about this bill that is on the verge of being passed in Parliament that's going to give the Premier, God knows, essentially the power to circumvent our human rights, all in the interest of public health and safety. And we know that means. That means they can break into your homes, they can target racial groups, they can falsely imprison you. But hey, it's all right because we're doing it to keep you safe. Sack Dan Andrews. Incredible turn up. Boom shakalaka, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters around the world. It is your boy Chris Shul, aka the Esoteric Noetic, aka the Chocolate Nubian Soul Brother from Ghana, West Africa. It is good to be back. Oh, good morning, my neighbors.
Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
I am black and I am back and I am feeling so good to come back and talk to all of you beautiful people. Thank you so much for being my beautiful viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, freaks and geeks, if you miss me, did you miss me? Be sure to like the video, tell your mom, tell your friends, drop us some comments. Thank you everyone, by the way, that has been donating. I appreciate you. Surya Namaskara. Namaste. It warms the inner sanctums of my heart. You know, I got a comment a while ago. Some guy got pissed off at me because I'm accepting donations. And I'm like, bro, if people want to donate, let them. I appreciate it, guys. But also, if you guys want to watch this, you want to just spread the word. All I really care about right now is just getting the message out there, having a viewership. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love creating a hub, a space where I get to meet like-minded people. I get so much out of this as well. So if this is simply just making your day a little bit better, then thank you. I am glad. But I also appreciate those cryptocurrencies as well. So drop us some cryptocurrencies if you feel so inclined. Oh! It is good to be back. A lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you're probably wondering why I have not been posting for a while. Well, how dare you think that I have not? I've been posting every single day. The Chocolate Nubian Soul Brother does not take a rest. I have been tirelessly dropping the wisdomatic truth bombs. Not on this channel though, as I did receive another strike by YouTube. Hilarious. So I dropped a video and I had footage of a conversation on the Joe Rogan Experience where Alex Berenson, I think his name is, was dropping some knowledge in regards to the the juice. And look, I'm not even going to take the risk of talking about that conversation. But the interesting thing is the video is still up on YouTube, but perhaps they didn't like the fact that the chocolate Nubian was dropping the wisdomatic truth bombs about that conversation. So it was censored. I appealed it, and within a few seconds, it was rejected once again. So, enough with that. Obviously, YouTube is YouTube. They're going to do what YouTube is going to do. But not to worry, I have been posting on plenty of other channels. I'm on Odyssey. I have 2 other backup channels, which you can check out. I'm going to put the links below here. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to stay up to date with the wisdomatic truth bombs of the chocolate Nubian soul brother, best thing to do is check us out on Hive. I have a Hive account where I have links to all of my videos, or you can just go to chrisjewel.com where you can find all my links, or you can check us out on Telegram. It's all about the Telegram, baby. Apparently, the mainstream media is saying that Telegram is where all of the naughty conspiracy theorists are at, and they need to censor that. Now, I think it's where all the cool people are at, and you need to get yourself on Telegram. Check out my Telegram. Now, I went to a protest yesterday, and it was freaking amazing to see all of these beautiful Aussies. I love the true blue Australians out there. People of all shapes and sizes, all classes, brothers and sisters around the world coming together to stand against the tyranny. Now, specifically, people were there to stand against the bill, this public health and well-being bill that is on the verge of being enacted. It's already passed through the lower house, courtesy of Premier Daniel Christ Andrews. And look, if this thing goes through, it's going to signify the beginning of the end. I mean, we're already here. Let's not obfuscate the situation, ladies and gentlemen. We are already here. We are on the doorstep of complete and utter tyrannical 1984. But this bill would seal the deal, and we're doing everything in our power to say nay to this bill being passed. So I invite everyone to contact their respective leaders of their suburbs and so forth, and tell your mom, tell your friends. A lot of people don't even know that this bill is actually out there. I mean, I made a video referencing the horrible laws that are going to be implemented within this bill. And it's crazy that we're even here. The fact that Parliament is taking it upon itself to pass these completely unlawful, outrageous, constitutional violations, treasonous bills. But here we are. A lot of people have this idea, just to digress, that somehow when something is passed, even when something is passed parliamentary through law, it must be kosher. I mean, it's gotten the tick of government approval. Fundamentally, this is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. We have dictators. We have these psychopaths that want to get something done. Even though we have these laws to protect things like this from coming into effect, like the Constitution that is supposed to essentially restrict the government from being able to do certain things, you have momos, psychopaths, tyrants that raise their heads every once in a while and say, oh, look, man, I want to achieve this, and I'm going to do it for your safety. And they just try to implement these things. And of course, douchebags are going to do what douchebags are going to do. But what's frustrating is that people don't stand up against it. All that happens, all that is required is for a tyrant to try to apply these unlawful mandates. And if people don't resist, if people just decide to go ahead, they don't know their rights, they just end up not having any rights. Because effectively what happens is we see manifested what tyrants want to manifest. And unless, of course, people are willing to stand up against it and say, no, mate, this isn't right. This is just what ends up getting passed. So granted, there is this understanding of the law in terms of your rights, sovereignty. In effect, in actuality, we see the law being simply the tyrant's will if people, good people, are not willing to break bad laws. And this is the situation we're in at the moment. The vast majority of people are quite willing to go ahead with these unlawful mandates because they don't know what their rights are and they don't care about them. And they think because a bunch of parliamentary momos are voting on something. I mean, I certainly didn't give them the right to be able to vote on things that circumvent my natural rights, but nonetheless, here we are. Anyway, let's talk about the protests. So the protests obviously covered this bill, kill the bill. That was the main chant that everyone was saying. And it's amazing, ladies and gentlemen, how informed people are about what is going on. Now, I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope that this bill will be killed. And I believe that the truth will eventually come out. As to how long it's going to take, that's the question, you know. Sometimes you may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. Sometimes things get really dark before they get better. But the arc of the moral universe always bends towards justice. Now, the other thing people were protesting about was... Save our children! Was the new proposal to have... the boom shakalakas applied on kiddies. Now, I can't understand why anyone would be chanting, save the kids. I mean, obviously, you know, boom shakalakas are safe. But what's interesting is New York will start paying children ages 5 to 11 $100 to get the boom shakalaka. Mayor Bill de Blasio noted it buys a whole lot of candy. Made an announcement saying that. So clearly there is a push to get kiddies to get this thing. And what's interesting is the Meduni shot that is being implemented here, or at least, it is being implemented here, but they're also trying to get this implemented on kiddies. It may have already passed, actually. Has not received approval in certain countries to be implemented on kiddies, but in Australia, the home of the safe, it seems that the government finds it appropriate to implement it on these kiddies. So a lot of people are not happy about this, and they're obviously looking to try to stop this, to try to have more regulations put in place to prevent this from coming into effect, you know? I think it's weird how we take all these precautions in what kids are able to do without their parents' consent, but when it could be something as simple as whether they can go on excursion. But when it comes to, obviously something that is perfectly safe, like juice, well, we don't need to get their parents' consent. It's perfectly safe. But anyway. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you some of the footage from the protest. It was an amazing turn-up. Amazing speeches were made.
Free Victoria! And thousands are chanting along Swansea Street here, from the State Library all the way to Flinders Street Station, saying a unanimous no to this bill that has been put forth by these governmentalist cronies to try to circumvent our human rights, all in the interest of safety. You know what that means? Oh, look, mate, it's for your safety.
And it's a weird situation because I truly believe that the vast majority of the Australian population are not down with this. I mean, I can't remember the last time. I mean, granted, we had the Black Lives Matter protest. We had thousands of people appear to that. At this last protest, I mean, granted, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was. I couldn't imagine the parliamentary office passing a bill with this much resistance, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at this. As many. However, there were thousands of people that planted themselves like a tree against the river truth and said nay to the tyranny, the mandates that have been coming forward. And this is what we want. We want no to the lockdowns, no to the juice. We want international travel to be opened up, regardless of whether or not you have received the juice or whether or not you identify of having received the juice like yours truly. But until these things are met, we shall still be fighting. This fight shall take place on the interwebs. It will take place on every shore until we win. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave you guys by letting you know that I'm having an interview with Monica Smit, the amazing activist. This girl is one powerhouse. She is like the modern day reincarnation of Boadicea, that Celtic warrior queen. I think she was the queen of the Icena tribe, British tribe that fought the Roman Empire around 60 AD. And we've seen so many figures like this in history that have stood against the tyranny despite insurmountable odds. And Monica Smit is no different. She knows that we have a tough battle ahead of us, but she's not willing to give up. And I'm going to speak to her in regards to what's been going on in her life, try to get personal about this stuff, get her impression in regards to the future of Australia and what's going on perhaps in the greater scheme of things. So stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping that on this podcast very soon. Also, check out the recent interview I did with Sabrina from The Voice, Season 3. That was the season that yours truly, the Chocolate Noobs, was on it. Yours truly, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer, and I'm also a reality TV whore. So, yeah, check that out. It was a really interesting conversation. We spoke about themes relating to relationships, domestic violence, and also, had some insights into the Boom Shakalaka. Well, indirectly anyway. But check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, remember there are 3 things that cannot remain hidden for long: the sun, the moon, and the wisdomatic truth bombs of the chocolate Nubian soul brother. Surya Namaskara, Namaste. Illuminate your minds with wisdom, strengthen your will with love, and purge all negative thought patterns from your existence. Ow!
What is liberty?
What the? Who says you can't build muscle on a vegan diet? What's it like being a hottie in the vegan community?
There are no political solutions, only technological ones.
The economics of the system don't allow multiple competing systems to survive.
Engineering, technology, these arts of humanity, they are magic.